Hello, welcome back to another episode. So, tonight we have one question. I can't tell you what the prize is yet. Who is the most decorated female track athlete? If this is your first time, welcome to the platform. If you are back, welcome back. So, we have been talking a lot lately about track and field. We talked so much about the men. Tonight we're focused on the women. Let us see who's here so far. Hopefully, our moderator is here tonight. So, the big question tonight, guys, big question tonight is who is the most decorated, most outstanding, most fastest? Those are the categories here. Welcome, Prissy. Thank you for joining. On your screen, guys, you are looking at retired track athlete Alison Felix. She specialized in the I think she was 200-meter. Yes. And I have some records to show you guys as well. So we'll talk about it. Some of these athletes who have retired, I really miss seeing them. And there's definitely a void in the sport. So we'll talk about it. And as much as some people may accuse us of being biased toward US athletes, no. We have our US athlete. We in the Jamaican community who are track fans. We have our US athletes that we like too. I've talked about Alison a lot because of, you know, her record and basically, hi moderator, thank you for joining. I talk a lot about Alison because of her record and because she has so much class. She's always so humble, in victory, in defeat, and she just makes you want to watch the sport. So, yeah, she's one of my favorite US athletes for that reason. So, we're going to talk about most decorated, of course, the fastest, and I would say the fastest since, I don't know, Flojo, I guess. We're also going to talk about the longevity of some of these women in the sport. I'm going to show you their records so that you can see, what their personal bests are and how long they've been around. One of the persons that I really miss in the sport as well. I don't know if you guys used to pay attention to this US athlete, Carmelita Jetta. She was one who was very competitive. She had that she wasn't as bad as Noah, but she had a streak of that in her that was a bit tolerable, if you know what I mean. But she was always competitive. She was running, I think she's about 44 years old now. Allison is 37 and Jeter is 44. She actually left the sport at a time when she was suffering from injuries. Her personal best was about 10.64. But she was very competitive, and that's one of the reasons why I really enjoyed watching her compete against the Jamaican athletes. She sort of exited the stage when, you know, Shelley and Fraser Price was pretty fresh on the scene. Jeter used to compete a lot with Veronica Campbell. She's one who I miss seeing as well. So let me see what you guys are saying here. Most decorated. Somebody said Veronica Campbell. No, it's not. As much as she was good, it's not her. Good evening, Juliet. Thank you for joining. Well, the most decorated athlete, is Alison Felix. Believe it or not. Yes, she's been around for a long time. She's mostly quiet, you know. But let me show you guys. Um, Sorry about that. Let me show you guys Alison's record. That's her there with Shelly. They're showing off their medals. Alison is the most decorated, guys. Let me see. So she has about, let me just show you her bio real quick. Hold on. So she's a 7-time Olympic champion, 14-time world champ, Olympic Games silver medalist 3 times, Diamond League final winner 3 times. So she's pretty decorated. Here are some other ones. This is Carmelitas, 1-time Olympic champion, 3-time world champ, and so on and so forth. I think behind Alison is Fraser Price. But Fraser Price has a different title. She's known as, I think they say, one of the best female athletes of all time. She's one of the most consistent athletes among men and women. She's about 38 years old. I think her and Alison are the same age, but I think Alison may have been running longer than her. So let's see. This is Shelley's personal best, 10.60, and she's 41.02 for the 4x1 relays. So her best time was in 2021. I want to show you guys also, let me see. That's Alison's. That's Veronica Campbell. That's how decorated she is. And of course, Elaine Thompson. She's fairly decorated too, but you guys know that she struggles with her injuries and stuff like that. So she's, sadly and unfortunately, we haven't really seen too long of a reign for her. But yes, the most decorated athlete is Alison Felix. Did you guys know that? Somebody says Shelley. No, man, it's Alison. Veronica has done good in her career. She has. You don't think Shelley has it anymore? I think she does. Let's see. Yes, I think she still has it. You see, the thing that a lot of people don't seem to understand these days is when you see people come on the scene like Shakari and those people. Folks have to understand that Shakari just came. She just came on the scene. She hasn't proved herself just yet. In the Olympic that was held in Paris, I think she got 1 gold and 1 silver. Individual silver and she picked up a gold in the relays, which is good, you know. But she just came on the scene. She has a long way to go to establish herself and build up her profile and stuff like that. She just came. And likewise, Noah needs to build up his profile as well. He doesn't have enough, you know, to his name to be deeming himself, the god of track and field. Not there yet. Let's see. Likewise, our friend here, Sharika Jackson, she has a little ways to go too. I know that she has performed outstandingly in several events and major events too. She has proved herself as somebody who's gonna be around for a while, you know, but she still has a ways to go, and she's still young, I think. Let's see, guys. Please give the live a thumbs up for me. Thank you. Let's see. You guys are saying Elaine is the best women's Olympic sprinter of all time. Shelley's the goat. Yes, well said. Well said. That's exactly how it should be said. Because Elaine, after Flojo, Elaine has the time. Unfortunately, with the injuries and everything, but Shelley's the GOAT because of her consistency and her longevity in the sport. And that is so important because many come and, they don't last as long as she has. So that is so good to see. Shakari really needed that 100-meter Olympic gold to begin her path to potentially being the greatest. Yeah, she needed it. She did. But you see the person who got the gold, the lady from St. Lucia, if she stays consistent and if she stays healthy, I think she can run faster. And I think she too will be around for a long time. Do I think there will ever be another Flojo? No, I really don't. I really don't think so. I mean, we have seen some pretty good female athletes come after that. We've seen Elaine's time. We've seen Fraser Price, who's been there since her prime. We've seen Sharika, we've seen Veronica, and Flojo's time still stands. So I think that one is there to stay. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I think hers is there to stay. Now that's a pretty awesome time. Do you guys think that anybody will ever break Flojo's record? I don't know. That's a hard one to envision. Oh, Sharika is 30. Yeah, she has a few Olympics left if she so chooses. Yeah, Sharika will be 34 in LA. So I would say she has about two good Olympic left in her. If you look at the way she's built, she reminds me so much of Merlin Ottey. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but she reminds me of Ottey. Merlin Ottey is one of the very few female athletes who ran until the wheels fall off. I mean, she was living in Jamaica, left Jamaica, went to Europe and joined a track team, and She was out there in her 40s and even her 50s running. You don't see that a lot. Fraser Price came back after having a baby. Not only did she come back after having a baby, but she won. She came back and won, defended her titles. That is an extraordinary thing. That's something that we don't see often as well. Veronica Campbell is always a very good example to future athletes. I remember her first time at the podium. She cried and she was so young. You can just see how young and, you know, I think she may have surprised herself a little bit too. And she's still an athlete that I admire for her class as well. Same like Allison, who represented the US very well. Let's see. Or has that window closed? In Los Angeles, there's gonna be a very interesting lineup of athletes. Um, I'm looking forward to seeing Sharika. We're gonna see Shakari. Most of the athletes that we're used to seeing, guys, they're not gonna be in LA. But I'm still hoping that, we can see some good races. I will certainly be there. Elaine could have broken it in 21. It's unfortunate. You think so? She was on fire 21. When she's healthy, when Elaine is healthy, she's faster than Fraser Price. I remember when she got the double, Elaine did. I could just see it on Shelly. I mean, Shelly was running her best and she was going to get her silver and nobody was going to pass her. But when time came for them to compete, I can just see it on Shelly. Shelly knew that a healthy Elaine, Shelly would not be able to pass her in any event. But she was okay with that and she stayed in her lane. It is so unfortunate that Elaine, such an extraordinary, a powerful athlete, she just, boy, I tell you, it's pretty sad. Elaine was the only one that I saw with the potential to break Flojo record. That's true, exactly. Islander, that's exactly right. But Elaine is injury prone and then changed coaches. If she had stuck with the coach, I don't think we would be talking about that. I think the switching of the coach, played a major part in, what is happening. But yeah, I agree with what Frederick is saying is that record is not going to be broken anytime soon. Maybe not even in our lifetime because, I mean, unless Elaine comes back to full form, which I don't see that happening. I don't like to say it, but it's true. Do you think Sharika should run just one individual event, 100 or 200 next year? I'm worried that she will get injured again. That's a very good question. If she's going to be in any event individually, I think it should be the 200. I don't know what the women's relay team would be without her. You know what I mean? But I mean, if she doesn't come back to her health, I think she should just do the 200. But if she comes back, the one, the two, and the relay would be nice to see her in all three events. I don't know the status of her injury, but to have pulled out of all the events tells me that it's not good. And that's what the sports reporter, the Jamaican sports reporter, was ranting about, is that he's saying that the Jamaica's track team is so secretive about the injury status of the athletes. And I agree with him, because it's no fun when we, the fans, are looking at these events, these major events, and out of nowhere, our athletes are not running in any event, and everybody, we're all concerned. We're like, what's going on? Too secretive about the injury status of the athletes. It really throws people off, and it's a turn off for me, to be honest. If we're counting dopers, that oh my gosh, here we go. Shakari has the mechanics. She has the best knee lift out of any female sprinter ever. Her start needs to be completely changed. She needs more explosiveness on her start. Yes, I totally agree with that. You're a very observant person, because I see so much potential in her. And you are right. When she came back from coming last, she shocked the world, including people who didn't really like her too much because of how she was behaving at the time. She shocked a lot of people. Right now, she needs to be like a Fraser Price, who was on this winning streak for so many years. No one could beat her. And I think she has it in her. But what you're saying about her start, I think that's a major part of what's holding her back a little bit. Hopefully she won't get any injuries. She's still young. Hopefully. Okay, let's see. From Elaine, change her coaches. It's like career is over, and I know she regrets it, but too ashamed to own it. Yes. And you know what? I cannot understand for the life of me why Elaine has had to go through so many coaches. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. What's the problem? Why does she have to switch coaches so many times? I think she switched about three coaches, including her husband, since she left her original coach. That can't be good. Can't be good. Good evening, Kevin. Welcome back. Jamaica has great sprinters, but so many got caught doping. That's not true. That's not true. That's disinformation. Misinformation and disinformation. Do you think Sharika running so many fast 200s affected her later? She was running a lot of 21.4s last year. Um, I really cannot answer that question, because we would have to know the nature of her injury. I don't know the nature of her injury because they've all been so secretive about it, but she has been participating in many events. Probably, she's probably one of the athletes, one of the very few athletes who are in so many events. I just hope that she recovers though, because she has some more left in her. Um, Flojo was smiling the whole race when she ran that Olympic record. Never seen anything like it. Sometimes you just gotta have fun and let go. Yeah, definitely. Did you watch the interview with Stephen Francis about Elaine? Do you think Elaine will go back to Frano? I didn't see any interview lately with Coach Francis. Um, I get a vibe from Elaine that she's too prideful. She's too prideful. She's not gonna go back. She's not gonna go back there. And I don't think that her husband would want her to do that either. Because it was, honestly, Elaine is my favorite athlete. But I have to speak the truth. When Elaine went back, sorry, when Elaine left, when she was at the pinnacle of her career, when she left and went to let her husband coach her, I was looking at it even from then saying, why would you do that? When you're doing so well, while you're doing well, you have no reason to do this right now. So it's like you throw away a stick before you cross the river. And that was shocking news. And if I were the coach, honestly, I wouldn't take it personal, but certainly I would feel some type of way about it. We've come this far together. And when we come this far together and you're doing so well, blowing everybody away, you're gonna leave and let who coach you? Your husband? I wouldn't. I honestly don't know if I would accept her back. And that's just the truth. But like I said, I think that bridge is burnt, kind of thing, in both directions. Yes, for those of you who are just joining, Alison Felix is the most decorated. She is the most decorated and the most humble. Can you believe that, guys? I see some people jumping up and down and they're nowhere in their career, in their track career as yet. Nowhere. And a person like Alison Felix was so decorated. She's the most humble. They don't come any more humble than her. And she has what it takes to back it up. These are the people who are always going to do well. I said Gatland is not respected, but is most medaled runner of all time. Doping should play a part on these lists. Jeez, at one point I started feeling sorry for Gatlin. I really did. Poor guy. Winning became so addictive. Why did people dislike him so much? Mr. Alphabet Frano had a change of heart, but it's just for Elaine to humble herself and go back. It's not just her decision, and I think her husband um is instrumental in that decision. And honestly, because when she left is the husband arms she went into for training. The husband may feel inadequate if she goes back there. I don't think the husband would let her go back there. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I don't think so. More women need to change their race pattern. Elaine had the best race pattern. She extended her drive phase much better than the others. Marion Jones was the same. Totally agree with that. Totally agree. So much potential for Elaine. Oh my goodness. Okay, Verona, I didn't hear that still, but would be the best thing for her. But if she doesn't do it, I understand. Because I know that it wouldn't be just her decision. Remember some people on their ego, you know. I sense a little hate from the Jamaicans when Elaine beat out Shelley. Really? I don't think so. We were happy. We were happy for her that she finally had her moment, you know. I know I was happy for her. We come from the same parish. She came from a little district in the same parish, so I was glad for her. If anything, I was honestly, I didn't say this to anybody, but I felt bad for Shelley because Shelley had been reigning for so long. And by the look on Shelley's face, she was often sad, or should I say, different, whenever she had to compete with Elaine. I saw that on Shelley. The first time Elaine beat her, she was mortified. And I understand you've been the reigning champion all this time, and somebody just joined the chat who you know you cannot beat and you will not beat. I almost felt like she was saying to herself, this is it for me. This is it. I'm not gonna leave the sport on my terms. This is the new reigning champion. So if I felt anything, it was for Shelley. And it is because I saw that it bothered her. But certainly Elaine was well deserving when she started, you know, to dominate. Anytime someone fixed something that wasn't broken, you get the result that Elaine got. It's unfortunate she had the potential. Absolutely, wife style, welcome. Exactly. The saying that goes, do not throw away your stick before you cross the river. That applies to her. And that's what she did. When she was winning and at the very top of her career, that is the time she chose to leave. Lord have mercy, I don't know why somebody would make a decision like that. Maybe she thought, you know what? I've gained all the skills I need to go forward. I know what I'm doing now. I don't really need my coach anymore. Maybe that's what she thought. Sad situation. Elaine would rather end her career than go back to Frano. I don't think she would ever. I totally agree. She has too much pride. And like I said, the husband is not gonna let her do it. Anybody else but not back to where she came from. And especially what the coach said publicly. And I understand the man was upset. Frano wants the world record. He still sees the untapped potential of Elaine. A healthy Elaine can beat anyone. A healthy Elaine is unbeatable. But what is her health status now? You think if she has a major health problem where running is concerned, the coach is not going to want her back, because she doesn't have any use anymore to him. And that's just the truth. And he's not going to go the extra mile either. He's been there and done that. That is why Shelley left MVP. I can tell you right now, Shelley did not love it when Elaine broke out on the scene. I don't know how some people are like that. I mean, yeah, disappointment is one thing, but Come on, you have your own journey that you are on. You understand? And other people have their journey too. And athletes, must always know that you can get knocked out of the game at any point in time if that is what's meant to be. Flojo's record will not be broken. We'll never see it, I don't think. Welcome back, Junior. Jamaicans don't hate Elaine, but where Shelley is concerned, she's a people person and more outgoing, but Elaine is standoffish. Yeah, they have different personalities. Yes, that's definitely true. Elaine hype. Is it hype or arrogance or I don't know. What is it? I'd say it's a typical young Jamaican female who is good at something. The same thing happened with Shelley and Veronica when Shelley came on the scene. What are you trying to say? That Veronica felt some type of way? I don't think so. I think Veronica just knew that her time came. She's not a mean spirited person. And she's very smart intellectually and very, very much emotional. Her emotional intelligence is something that I admire too. I don't know if she had any weirdness of sorts during that time. Don't burn your bridges while standing on it. That is it, Arlene. That is it. And a lot of people don't feel any remorse for Elaine because of that decision she made. A lot of people don't feel no remorse for her, and it shouldn't even be that way. But you know the saying, you make your bed, you got to lay down in it. Are we missing anybody here? Most decorated, fastest, the longest track career, most consistent. I don't think we missed anybody here. Tell me in the comment if you think so. Her husband ain't no coach. I was asking somebody what kind of coach is he, if he was a high school coach or if he had any experience. I'm talking about real experience in coaching. I asked that question because if he wasn't better than Frano, then it doesn't make any sense. Shakari really needed. Oh, I think I read that already. Sorry. Let's see. Poor thing. We had hopes with Elaine, but after suffering so many injuries, Elaine's problem is more switching from her coach than anything. Yes, the injuries are valid to talk about, but it all begins with a good coach. He knows everything. Elaine won the double Olympic, but no world championships. Shelley won 5 world champs, 2 Olympics. Let us go back to the record. Oh, that's Carmelita. That's Allison, Veronica, Shelley. Oh, I have to put. Let me grab Elaine's. I think I have hers. I'll put it on the screen. You guys can look at Shelley's in the meantime. Let me see if I have Elaine's. No, I don't have hers. But I'm curious now. I'm curious. I know if Elaine was healthy and still running, I don't even think Shelley would have come to this Olympic. Who agrees with me? She would not have participated in this Olympic at all because we know who the champion would be, especially if she was suffering from injuries. What a situation. I hope to see her again. I hope to see Elaine again. What a sad thing. Hold on, guys. Let me just get her record on the screen. Let's see. I didn't see Veronica Campbell Brown being jealous. People just assume she would be. No, man, she wasn't jealous at all. She's not a mean spirited person. She's very humble and accepting of, you know, certain things. What was it that Veronica Campbell, remember when Veronica Campbell had to bring a lawyer? I don't remember what happened. There's Elaine's record. 5-time Olympic champion. She has one world champ. Yeah, that's her. Unfortunately. Did you guys hear what Otto said about her recently? Where he said that she's done, she's over. Oh my gosh, that was so hard to hear. That's not something I would have said out loud, but oh geez, I don't know. I'm the never say never type of person, guys. So I wouldn't have the audacity to say what Otto said, but when you really look at what is happening, you kind of have to wonder to yourself if she will ever come back on the track. Oh boy. Sharika had the potential to break 200 world record last year. I'm not sure anymore after getting injured. Sharika is not getting any younger. That is true. It is very true. But they don't tell people the real thing about their injuries. So we're like in the wilderness. It's like we just have to wait and see what they do, you know? And when you don't know the status of the injury, because injuries don't all behave the same, of course, and it's hard to predict if you don't know the status of their injury. Are we handing out best in show awards tonight? Oh gosh, why stand no bother with it, please? Good night to all my lovely family. Good night, Rosalind. Thank you for joining. I think husband was an assistant coach at Jago. Okay. You see, awesome. Hey, if he was not there to get the woman on the journey, which made her so great, why did he think that? You know what? Let us shut up. Veronica Campbell Brown was a darling and a sweetheart on and off the track. Yes, she was. Sydney will go down in history as the most decorated. No offense to the 100-meter lovers. All right. The injuries Elaine suffered, Frano would have gone to the ends of the earth to get her back in top shape. Of course. The worst thing she did, man, trust me. So sad. So, what do you guys think is in the future for Shelley? We can count her out of the next Olympic. You guys think you'll see her at the other events? Jeez. Again, with the injuries, we just don't know. She's very competitive, She's more competitive than she leads us to believe. She has grown over the years where she has come to accept defeat. When she doesn't run well or she has a bad race, she's come to accept that, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down as you get older in the sport. But there were times when she would lose and, she would just look so very down about it. Elaine is not done. All she needs daily physical therapy in the States. Well, I hope she's gonna come back and prove her critics wrong. I'm sure she heard what Otto said. He wrote her off. Yeah, man, he wrote her off. So I'm hoping she heard that and she come back and prove everybody wrong. Just like Shakari. Shakari took it real personal when people were mocking her and making fun of her when she lost. And you know what? She wasn't the first athlete to lose, but she caused that on herself because she was behaving so rotten. She was behaving so rotten and then turned the spotlight on herself with the negativity. So people just started making fun of her and laughing at her and counting her out and undermining her. So she took it personal and she went to the track. She practiced and she started improving. And that's good. That's what we want to see. But it shouldn't take all the drama and, we've seen Alyssa Felix lose races before. I didn't medal. Nobody ever dealt with her funny or made fun of her because this is an athlete with class, always respected. So she could have lost, she could have come last, and nobody would headline her or make fun of her and those kind of things because she was so highly respected and still is. And that's the difference now with athletes who are not trained to go out there and deal with the public and be humble and gracious in victory and defeat. Some of these athletes, they hype up themselves so much and the media hype them up so much that when they have a bad race or when they don't win, they want to run away. They don't want to be criticized. They want to go hide. They want to be rude. They come with excuses. I don't know if you guys noticed that in some of these young athletes. Like, we've seen it with Shakari and we saw it with Noah. And only God can come down and tell me that Noah had COVID. I don't believe him. I don't believe him, no time at all. I think that was a poor excuse because everybody in the mainstream media had him on this pedestal as the fastest man on the planet. And then to come in third and then collapse like he did, that was very hard, So This is why humility is so important. And this is why when I think about Alison Felix and I remember her humility in the sport, these young athletes, they need to take a page from her book. I think Shelley wanted to end it next year at Worlds. Remember, she recently signed a watch deal. Okay, that's not bad. And you know what? Maybe it was a good idea for her to not participate in the Olympic if she was not well than to go in the race and embarrass herself. Like that guy. Maybe I'm just saying. I don't know. Let me see. Both needs to train Noah Lyles. They're both cocky and fast as hell. I think both need to play a bigger role in track and field. Both should be one of the chairmen or one of the leaders on the organizations in Jamaica who are responsible, for the track athletes. I think that he should play a more involved role. Because Jamaica is really a small island. And a guy who is such a legend in the sport, he should be at the table making major decisions and, being out there and being seen with these athletes. Maybe it might be a couple of diamond runs. I think she will move to concentrate on staying away from the many rounds. Yeah, it must be sad, because this is the only job she knows. She's approaching 40. So leaving this career and planning for the future must be hard. I like Gatlin, but he was somewhat arrogant, but not as bad. Oh, jeez. We're going to have to come back another time with those cohorts of athletes, you know? Tyson Gay, Gatlin. There were a few of them. Some we don't even see anymore. But um, we'll have to come back and talk about that. Noah is titled the fastest man because the 100-meter is the fastest race and he got gold in it. He tied for gold, my friend. He didn't get gold. He tied for gold. I like Gatlin. Okay, right that. COVID lifespan are 3 days. Not always. Actually, the average lifespan is 5 to 7 days. And it can last longer than that. You should read about it. Elaine husband want to keep the money, the family he is controlling. Money in the family. Probably was a financial decision for true. Could have been a financial decision. Or maybe wanted some of the spotlight, with the signing of the deals and the sponsorships and Lord have mercy. I don't even like talking about it anymore. Guys, please hit the like button for me. Thank you, moderator. Shelly already has business going. She has already planned her future. That's good. That's good. Tied. Yes, Rocky Hill. He tied for gold. Remember, we talked about it over here the other night that there's a difference between winning gold and tying, or winning anything, whether gold, silver, or bronze. There's a difference between winning it and tying it. Don't forget that ever. Anyway, guys, I'm going to tie it up here now. We'll have to come back and talk some more. Thank you so much for joining. Make sure you hit the like button before you go. For those athletes who are injured and didn't do so well in the Olympic feeling down, we wish them well, wish them health and strength. But we just went over the most decorated, fastest athletes as well. and those whose career spanned over a decade or more in the sport. Consistency is so important. Anyway, thank you guys and have a good evening. We'll chat again. Take care.